Hey, it's your boy Mega XP. I'm back with a brand new video, the first in the series of Does It Pay to Be Toxic in Cold War. I have made a toxic class and a regular class. I will be taking the 5 consecutive games of Dom each, taking the averages of my KD in both to compare which is objectively better. I will be keeping the perks the same, the grenades the same. I will be running stims, and I will be keeping score streaks and specialist streaks the same as well. So let's hop right into the classes. I'll do a pros and cons list of both. Let's get into it. So guys, let's get into the nitty gritty of the loadouts. So I'm going to start with the regular 8 gauge so we can see the big difference in what I'm running. This stuff all stays the same, except I have 3 additional perks, but everything else for the most part will stay the same except the attachments on the gun. So let's get into it. The Specialist Compensator, you want to eliminate your recoil. It does take away some horizontal, but that gets fixed later with the grip that I have on, which I will show you now. Spetsnaz, I get 20, so I lose 8, so I'm at a plus 12%. So my recoil control is good, but this is all at the cost of movement speed, which is inherently an issue, but I fixed that with some other perks of the weapon. Then I got the Gorilla Acid Grab, which also removes speed, but it gives you aim down sight time, so you will get aimed in so much faster. You have flinch resistance, which is very good, very important in gunfights, because if you are getting shot, you have a lot of wiggle room in your aim, and this eliminates it for the most part. The stock I'm running gives you your speed back, but it does cost you your hip fire. So the differences between this class really are that you're moving faster, you're able to aim in quicker, and you're able to move around the map a lot faster. Problem is, you don't have the mag capacity, so you only have 90 bullets, but Scavenger really picks that up. Your reload speed stays the same, and if you don't like your iron sights, this will be a very big issue. And the barrel is up to you, really. These two are interchangeable. Either you want your bullet velocity, which means your bullets will hit your target faster, or you will get your effective damage range. It's up to you. Either are very good options. You could run the Spetsnaz barrel, but that does take away damage. Now, here's where we get into the toxic class. So the standard for a toxic class is you are running thermal and you have a high mag count, which both of these have. So the pros of this gun are your thermal gives you better visualization. You might not like the reticle, which could be a con. I don't mind it, so I'm very indifferent towards it. That magazine is high. You have very low aim down sight time as a trade-off. Your hip fire is where you come into trouble, because if your thing takes in too long to aim in, you're most likely going to get bursted down and it's end game for you. But this thing has very minimal recoil, so from mid to long ranges you should be competing with the best of them. So let's get into it. So we got the Noxova thermal. As I just explained what was with the thermal, we all know thermal is the staple of anything toxic. You see those kids running thermal AUGs, thermal stoners, thermal M16s. That's all we got here. The barrel here is where I kind of switch it up. I get the best of both worlds, but I lose a lot of movement speed. I get the effective damage range and the bullet velocity up. Then we got the body. We got the steady aim laser, so that if you do get into a situation where you are about to get bursted down, this might save you. Then we got the underbarrel being the same. The magazine, I got the VDV 50 round fast mag. You do lose aim down sight time, but you do reload a lot faster. You have more bullets. So as opposed to your 90, now you have 150. That's a 60 additional bullets. That's a little crazy. Plus Scavenger, you'll get back up there super quickly. Handle and stock are the same. So as you can see, the stats here are different, and the speed is where it really takes a hit. You're at the base speed, which is not bad, but not good either. The AK out of the box is very good, but this makes it better. So I will see you guys after the gameplay, and I will do the stat comparison. Peace.
Take the objectives. Enemy is Bravo. Losing Alpha. Lost Alpha. Бойцы разведчики.
Fight. Fight your last breath. Take this. That's a loss. All operators to exfil.
Eyes on smoke grenade. The capitalists will remember this defeat.
And so it begins.
Hostile counter. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Securing Alpha. Enemy counter spy plane inbound.
Enemy sniper working.
All units, contact still. You're not to be taken alive. Bravo secure. We're taking control. We lost Bravo. Good job, Sherry. No fuss, no fuss.
That's the win.
All right, guys, before we get in the numbers, we got to establish a few things. So in Cold War, there's an SBMM problem and sometimes a connection issue. So when I was doing my 10 games, I did 5 regular and then my 5 toxic back to back. So there were a few issues. Ping was one of them. I had a few games where I had a lot higher ping than what I normally had, but honestly, it didn't make much of a difference. It just made the gameplay a lot more choppy. I apologize for that. Secondly, SBMM was being odd. So I had a game where I just absolutely popped off, and then I would get some really sweaty lobbies, and I did okay in them, but there was 2 games, one on each side, so the data doesn't really get affected too much, where the games were just absolutely garbage. I almost went positive, but I was off by like 0.1 So now that you guys have seen the corresponding games to their numbers and data, let's get into how I calculated the winner. Does it pay off to be toxic? Leave a comment in the comment section and see if you're right. So how I calculated it, there were two ways. The first way was I added up all the kills, all the deaths, divided it to get one big KD across the entire game. There was no clear winner. It was just like very minorly close. Being toxic took the edge, but when you brought it into adding up all 5 KDs across the 5 games and dividing it by 5, the clear winner was being toxic. For obvious reasons. Being toxic in any game usually gets you high kills. So I suggest you guys try your loadouts. Come back in the comments, let me know, or at me on Twitter, or wherever you follow me on social media, my Discord, whatever. Links will be in the bio. And yeah, show me your highlights. Show me how you did with this gun. And with that, see you in the next one.